Welcome back, baby. Let's go. Welcome to episode 3 of the Big Idea to Bestseller podcast. Now, we're going to just jump straight into it, but in this episode, we're going to be digging into 8 ways self-publishing a book will grow your business. Now, one of the first things that I realized when I was writing a book was the minute I published it was the minute everything changed. It became easier to connect with people. It became easier to pitch myself. It became easier to charge more money. And it became easier to grow a business. When I wrote my first book, all I wanted to do was help a couple people get jobs, help a couple people stand out in the job market, help a couple fraternity brothers spend less time studying so that they can have more fun in their college experience and land their dream job. And so as we go through today, I really want you to think about, which of these areas would be most beneficial to you? Is it credibility? Is it time? Is it confidence? Is it money? Is it leads? Each one of these things that we discuss are really going to help you understand which way a book can benefit your business and which way it can do it the fastest. So that's why we're going to talk about self-publishing here, because with self-publishing, you have so many opportunities that are immediately at your doorstep the minute you get started. So let's dig in here. And the first way that self-publishing a book can really help you grow your business is you get instant credibility. So the minute you write your book, you are immediately seen as more of an expert. Your name has more credibility. Your email signature has more credibility. Your social media bios have more credibility. And what happens is people will start to ask you all of these questions because they think you are credible on this topic. Now, hopefully you are really credible on this topic and you didn't just write a BS book, but you wrote something that you're passionate about, that you care about, that you know can impact other people. And when I wrote my second book, Elevate Your Network, immediately when I was writing it, during the process, and once the book had been launched, people started to ask me questions about networking. I was immediately the credible source on networking just because I had a book on it. The second way that self-publishing a book will really help you grow your business is you gain authority as the go-to expert. Now, one of the biggest things that you can have as a service provider, a thought leader, a speaker, a consultant, a coach is authority. Is the perception that you are a leading figure in your particular niche, in your particular space. And the minute you have a book is the minute this starts to happen, because the way our society views books is, oh my gosh, you wrote a book. You must have spent so much time. You must have studied for so much. You must have so much knowledge and so much information that because you were willing to go through all the hoopla to get this book out there, you must be legit. So you are immediately perceived by our society, once you have a book, as the go-to expert. The more you do with that book, the greater that influence becomes. And I'll give you an example of this is when I wrote my first book, and again, I'll keep giving stories throughout this podcast of various different experiences that I've had and everything. But when I wrote my first book, I started to get booked on stages at 23 years old to talk about career development, just because I had a book on how to stand out in the job market. Let me put this in perspective. There were people that had more work experience in this niche than I had life experience up to that point. But because I had a book, people perceived me as somebody with a new and interesting take. People perceived me as an expert. People perceived me as having the solution to their problems. And so my age didn't matter, because my message and the perceived value of what I could offer was what they hired me for. The third strategy, the third way, is writing a book and self-publishing a book is an incredible tool for lead generation. So when you write a book, you have the opportunity to use it how you see fit. There are different things that throughout this podcast we'll dig into, but a great way to utilize your self-published book is for lead generation. You can buy author copies, which are copies that you can buy at a major discount, and gift it. You can use your book to give to people at your speaking engagements. You can run giveaways. You can do paid promotions and draw traffic back. You can create specific opt-in pages. You can give away 1 chapter, give away 3 chapters. When you self-publish a book, you can use this as lead generation because you have so much more influence and power over your book. And this can be really valuable when you're trying to get books in hands as fast as possible. And one of my favorite strategies with using your book is to give your book away for free. Give your book away and get it in the hands of the right people. The faster you do that, the deeper your relationships grow, and the more likely you're going to be able to sign the high ticket client or to secure your next deal or to just get invited on more podcasts. But the opportunities are endless. The key thing here is to use your book as lead generation because it's an amazing, amazing tool for that. The fourth way that you can really use your self-published book to grow your business is to build upon your legacy. Every author that I work with is service-based. Every entrepreneur that I work with that wants to write a book wants to help people. That is like an absolute must-have in order to work with us, but also that is what makes a lot of times a book so great. And people that want to impact people are trying to leave a legacy. They're trying to be remembered for doing something great, for inspiring people, for changing people's lives. And so if you think about it, every single thought leader has a book. Brene Brown, Adam Grant, Lewis Howes, Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, James Clear. If you look at all these people, Russell Brunson, if you look at all these people that are thought leaders in the space and that dominate a niche, you know that they have a book. And so this helps to cement your legacy. Remember, society perceives people with books as people that have accomplished a lot. And so writing a book and self-publishing a book allows you to build upon your legacy, which creates the opportunity for generational wealth, but more importantly, generational impact. Now, the fifth way that you can use your book to grow your business is a book is a super easy way to nurture your audience and build know, like, and trust with them. Because when you think about it, most people don't just make a purchasing decision right away. They want to get to know you. They want to make sure that you have the answers. They want to feel like they can relate to you and that they trust you to guide them, especially if you're spending and asking them to invest more and more money. And so the way a book really, really helps you build that is because you will spend 1 to 2 weeks by their nightstand. You have a chance, in the least creepy way possible, you have a chance to have somebody think about you right before they go to bed and right when they wake up. That is prime real estate. Attention is the key and the name of this game. And so by writing a book and having someone read it, you are likely going to be potentially the last thought they have right before they close their eyes. Your book is. And when they wake up, they're going to roll over and they're going to see your book cover. Or maybe they're going to have your book on their office desk. Well, someone that spends 8 hours a day at their desk, that's so many opportunities to see your name and to see your book and to start thinking about you and your book. And so it's a super easy way to nurture your audience when you have a book because you get tons of FaceTime, tons of attention, and they're actually consuming your content over and over and over again by reading your book. Imagine if somebody was watching 2 hours worth of your Instagram. They would probably by the end of that be like, oh my gosh, this person's the real deal. The same thing is when they're reading your book. Maybe they spend 10 minutes a day for 2 weeks. You have just captured their attention and you have started to build their relationship. And if they keep reading the book, well, they're going to be more inclined to take the next step, which is ultimately what we want. The next way that we can use our book to grow our business is, and why self-publishing is so great, is because when you self-publish, you have 100% control and zero fulfillment or distribution on your end. So when you self-publish a book, you get the control of what is the cover design you want. You get control of your launch strategy. You get control over picking your editors, designers, formatters. You get 100% control. You maintain the control, which is really, really important for a lot of people. And having control allows you to make decisions faster. And I believe that making fast yet highly effective decisions is a really, really important way to achieve success. And the second part to that is there's zero fulfillment or distribution. So once you have your book and it's out there and it's published, you actually don't ever have to fulfill an order. It's what we call print on demand. And so Amazon or the platform you're using, they only print books when an order is placed. So you don't have to worry about having thousands of books or tens of thousands of dollars in inventory at a time. You get to decide how many books you want to hold at a time and then let Amazon, Kindle Direct Publishing decide, print the books on demand for you once an order comes in. You don't have to spend hundreds of hours and hours and hours packing different orders and shipping them yourself. This is a really, really cool benefit of self-publishing, and it has saved me so much time. but it's also given me the opportunity to stay in control, move at the pace I want to, and leverage my book for back-end business growth and relationship building. The seventh way that self-publishing really helps you grow your business is it's easier than ever to self-publish your book. So this goes hand in hand with the last one, but Amazon has a platform called Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP for short. And with the right process, and whether that's me giving you the process or whether you figure it out on your own, you can publish a book within an hour. Once you have all the materials that you need, the manuscript, the cover, the author name, the edition number, which is 1 if it's your first book, right? You can then just upload it and you can do it very, very quickly. It is easier than ever before, which means that once you do the legwork, the rest of the process becomes smooth. And then all of a sudden you have a book that exists for the world to see. That's awesome. That is incredible. And now as we get to the final way self-publishing a book can help you grow your business. Before we do this, I just hope that you're enjoying this as we go through and you're taking some notes and you're thinking about what is the best way that I want to use this? Is self-publishing the path for me? How quickly can I get my book out, right? These are some questions to consider about this, because if you already have a coaching program or you already have a course or you already have a way of teaching somebody how to get a specific result, or if you have gone through a transformation, all of this can happen very, very quickly. You could write the book, get lead gen. You could write the book and upload it. You could write the book and start getting sales. You can write the book and start getting speaking gigs. You can write the book and start being seen as the expert. All of these are right at your disposal. So think about this. Now, the final way is that it is freaking epic. All right, let's be honest here. Writing a book is awesome. I'm not going to compare it to having a baby because I don't have any kids at the time of this recording, but it is freaking awesome. I mean, I know for me, when I wrote my first book, I brought it into my bed and I slept with it because I was like, let's go. This is my baby. I used to do that with basketball because I heard one of the NBA guys did it, and it's weird, it's quirky, but I'm into that. Like, I'll do whatever it takes to become one with the book and to manifest into great things. But when you write a book, it's freaking epic. All right. And when you write a book, here's what happens. Most people think, oh, I write the book and I move on. No. When you write the book, something internal happens. You start to lose that imposter syndrome that maybe you felt. Who am I to write this book? Only celebrities can write this book. And you start to have more confidence because now you have the product. You have the book in your hand that says you are the expert. And it exists now. And this is beautiful because somebody needs to hear it in your voice. So naturally, you start to have more confidence because you actually have something to show for it, and it's not just hypothetical. And when you have more confidence, what happens is you start to speak with more conviction. When you speak with more conviction, people start to see you as the person that has the answers. When people start to see you as the person with the answers and the conviction behind it, you're going to increase your conversion percentage. So by writing a book, you're going to have all these benefits, but you're also going to have more internal confidence, which is going to lead to speaking with more conviction, which is going to lead to higher sales conversions. And when you do that, you're going to be making more money and more impact, ultimately creating the life that you've always dreamed of. Are you kidding me? Come on now. So there you have it. 8 ways self-publishing a book can absolutely grow your business. Now, if you want more information on how to write and launch your book, visit jakekelfer.com/book training. And you can get instant access to how to write and launch a best-selling book in 1 hour a day. That is a free training where you will learn all about how to write and launch a best-selling book in 1 hour a day. We'll break down the process for you. We'll show you how to outline. We'll show you the tips you must do before writing. And we'll show you a bunch of these different things to really help you get started on that book. So without further ado, let's go!